Imagine this. It's the autumn of 2024. The UEFA Champions League anthem echoes around a tiny 14,000-seat stadium in Catalonia, Spain. The players walk out under the floodlights, not for Real Madrid, not for Barcelona, but for Girona FC, a club that had never even played in La Liga until 2017. Just months before, they had finished third in Spain, above Atletico Madrid, above Valencia, above everyone except Real Madrid and Barcelona. They had played breathtaking, attacking football. They had a striker who finished as La Liga's top scorer. They were the story of European football. But fast forward just 2 years, that same club is playing in the Segunda División, relegated, gone. The Champions League dream turned into a relegation nightmare, and the fall happened faster than anyone could have imagined. This is the story of the most dramatic collapse in recent Spanish football history. Welcome to Football Detailing, and let's get started. To understand how shocking Girona's fall is, you first need to understand just how miraculous their rise was. Girona FC is a club from a city of just 100,000 people in the Catalonia region of Spain. For most of their existence, they were a lower league club, bouncing between the second and third tiers of Spanish football. They didn't even reach La Liga for the first time in their 87-year history until 2017. That arrival in the top flight? Partly thanks to a very powerful backer. In August 2017, the City Football Group, the same Abu Dhabi-owned organization behind Manchester City, bought a 47% stake in the club. Pere Guardiola, brother of Pep Guardiola, also came on board. Suddenly, Girona had resources, connections, and a global network of scouts and players at their disposal. But even with that backing, nobody could have predicted what came next. In 2021, a coach named Michel Sánchez was appointed. Michel had a curious coaching history. He had previously won promotion with Rayo Vallecano and Huesca, only for both clubs to get relegated after he left. The jokes practically wrote themselves. But at Girona, something was different. Michel got them promoted to La Liga in 2022, and this time, he stayed. He built a team that played high-energy, high-pressing, expansive attacking football that was genuinely a joy to watch. His win percentage at Girona became the best in the club's entire history. Then came the 2023-24 season, and the world took notice. The 2023-24 La Liga season was the stuff of fairy tales. Girona led the entire La Liga table for stretches of the season, going toe-to-toe with Real Madrid and Barcelona. At the heart of it was Artem Dovbyk, a Ukrainian striker signed from Dnipro 1 for just 7.8 million euros, who went on to score 24 goals in 36 league games, finishing as La Liga's top scorer and breaking the club's all-time single-season scoring record. Around him was a team built on collective brilliance. Savinho, a Brazilian winger on loan from CFG connected Troyes, was electric. Miguel Gutiérrez was one of the best left-backs in Spain. And Michel's system, a fluid 4-2-3-1 with relentless pressing and quick combinations, made them nearly unplayable on their day. The season ended with Girona finishing third in La Liga with 81 points, above Atletico Madrid, and qualifying for the UEFA Champions League for the first time ever. The Montilivi Stadium, with a capacity of just 14,624, the smallest venue in the entire Champions League, was about to host Europe's elite. It was the greatest achievement in the club's history, but it was also, quietly, the beginning of the end. The summer of 2024 should have been a time of building. Instead, it became a time of selling. First, Artem Dovbyk, the man who had carried Girona's attack all season, left. Roma paid around 38 million euros for him, and in a remarkable parting shot, Dovbyk publicly called Girona a small team. The words stung, but they also revealed a deeper truth. The club's best players were always going to move on. Then Savinho departed to Manchester City, their creative engine gone. Other key figures also left. The squad that had dazzled La Liga was being dismantled, piece by piece. Now, to be fair, Girona were not naive. They spent money too. Since the start of the 2024-25 season, they were reportedly the sixth highest spenders in La Liga at 73.4 million euros. But they made 115.8 million euros from sales, meaning a net profit of over 42 million euros. That's the fourth highest net profit in the league. The money was going out of the football operation, not back into it. And this wasn't an accident. Analysts noted that the City Football Group's approach at Girona was fundamentally different from how they built Manchester City. Winning trophies or regularly competing in Europe didn't appear to be the primary objective. For CFG, Girona was about developing players, selling them at profit, and maintaining a presence in the CFG network. The sporting ambition had a ceiling. Meanwhile, the 2024-25 Champions League campaign exposed the squad's limitations. They were knocked out in the league phase, losing heavily to PSV Eindhoven 4-0, among other results. In La Liga, they struggled from the very start. Their first league win of the season didn't come until October 4th. Michel's men were fighting relegation for much of the season, eventually finishing 16th, dangerously close to the drop zone. They survived that season, but the wounds were deep. If 2024-25 was a warning, the 2025-26 season was the catastrophe. From the very first whistle of the new season, something was deeply wrong. Girona lost their opening matches heavily, conceding 8 goals in their first 2 games. After a 4-0 demolition by Villarreal, a visibly shaken Michel stood before the cameras and delivered a damning verdict on his own team. The word is disappointment. We are not a team. Those words, from the manager who had taken Girona to the Champions League, told you everything you needed to know. Girona languished in the relegation zone for all but one of the opening 17 match days. A mid-season rally gave fans brief hope. A run of results in December and January briefly suggested an unlikely escape, but it proved to be a false dawn. Then came the 8-match winless run in the final stretch of the season. 8 games without a win when they needed points most. An attack that couldn't score, a defense that couldn't hold, and a squad that simply lacked the quality and depth to compete. Michel was also dealing with personal issues. He was hospitalized for an undisclosed medical condition in the crucial final weeks of the season, missing matches as his side fought desperately for survival. On the final day of the 2025-26 season, Girona drew 1-1 with Elche. It wasn't enough. The result confirmed what had been coming for months. Girona FC were relegated from La Liga, just 16 months after making their Champions League debut. 4 years in the top flight. Over. The Montilivi Stadium that had once rocked to the Champions League anthem fell silent. So what is the real lesson here? Girona's story is not simply about bad luck or poor signings. It is about a structural contradiction at the heart of the club's identity. The City Football Group model, as brilliant as it is for player development and profit, is not built for sustaining a small club at the top level. When your best players, Dovbyk, Savinho, and others, are always going to be sold the moment a bigger club comes calling, you cannot build continuity. You cannot build a team. You start every season weaker than you finish the last. The 2023-24 season was Girona performing above their expected ceiling. A perfect storm of a world-class striker in form, a tactically innovative coach at the peak of his powers, and a squad that had been together long enough to function as a unit. But the moment that storm passed, the moment the pieces were sold and scattered, the foundation crumbled. Michel, for all his genius in building that team, could not rebuild it from scratch in one summer. No manager could. And so Girona go down. Not with a bang, but with the slow, painful recognition that what they had in 2024 was lightning in a bottle. Beautiful, historic, and tragically brief. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a football detailing breakdown. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Girona can bounce back? Let us know. Until next time, peace.